I have to go run and take the kids to school. So I'm going to let this record the trades that the bot is going to take today. And then I'll come back later, edit together a video, and I'll see you there. Like anything high impact that is going to help us have some strong moves in both directions. And that's really the kind of day that my bot does the best on. If it's going to just go up or drop from here, it's not going to go well. It already detected the initial move as bearish, and I really can't say that there was an initial move. Sometimes it gets tricked because of wicking. So, this could be the move down and then a fake out, or it could just drop from here, in which case it's only going to take trades where there's a retracement back up. And that's risky because if we're going to have a down morning, just trending down, 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 then it's going to get, tricked on every move up. So we'll see how it goes. But as I mentioned before, the best days for me to trade would be those that have at least one red folder news around the time of day
Buy
that we're
opportunity
trading. Okay,
discovered.
so we're in a trade now, and yeah, I don't know. Look, we're buying into what appeared to be somewhat of a sell-off. Let's just see how it goes. I think this is going to get stopped out. So as you can see, my stop to take profit is often not quite 2-to-1 risk to reward. So risking more than my reward would be, but it is usually almost 2-to-1. And, normally I use, well, I can't say normally, but if I had significant buffer on my account, I would be using the settings that would move the take profit way, way up. It's actually 180 ticks away. And then it lets price move up freely, and then it'll trail at 10 levels. Okay. I'm not doing that right now because I'm just trying to edge my accounts up to that buffer area. Now, again, this is what I was kind of warning about in the first place. If we're going to be trending down, it could very well just get caught on every move up that is a sort of a retracement, and then end up stopped out each time. Hopefully, no, okay. So we didn't even get that. We ended up with a break-even exit, and let's let it keep going. That's what I did this morning. At this point this morning, I was actually driving my kids to school, so I didn't even see what was going on. And sometimes I wonder, is that even like better? Because it is hard to watch these trades play out, especially because, well, if you were looking on the, 5-minute, 1 minute, maybe even the 15-second chart, it would probably look a little bit better in terms of where the entry is. But this is the 200 tick chart, so we're seeing a lot higher resolution of moves. And so on here, at least, it looks more like, oh, you're pretty late in the move when you're getting in there. So a lot of trades end up with me thinking, I don't think this is a good trade. But if I let it play out, a lot of times it will end up hitting take profit. So if I mess with it, I've found that I end up canceling or closing my winners early, and then the real losers just end up
opportunity discovered.
Stopped out fully. Let's see how this one goes. This is a sell, but we already had a huge move down. So, what are we doing here? Let me silence that.
Locking in profits.
Take profit. Well, that's nice. So we're up $50 on 3 evals and 2 PAs. With that said, I think my microphone's too close. With that said, my profit goal is 320. By the way, if you're curious what that's from, that's just based off of some testing. Profit goal is 320, max loss is 400. It's probably going to chop around until almost 940. It's 935 or so right now. Maybe, no, it's still 934. Then around 40, it should do another big move. We'll see. So while we're waiting, about this initial bearish in yellow on my chart, what that is about is taking extra care for the first trade that it takes. So often on market open, there's a spike up or down, followed by a real move in the opposite direction. Now, look at all these candles with wicks. I wouldn't really consider this initial bearish that it says here to be the actual initial bearish move. But then, very shortly after market open, we do see that move down. So it ended up being right anyway. And it would have still decided that the initial move was bearish. So it's going to look for buy opportunities. Now, most days that works, but some days it just opens and goes straight down or straight up with little retracements, and then that catches us. So you saw that here. Looks like I forgot to switch to the camera only. That's okay. So it was going to...
Buy opportunity discovered.
I don't know about that one. We have a buy here. I would not be surprised if we chop back down to that 34 stop loss. Oh, and the stop loss is based off of the 15-second swing low or swing high that is most recent and is at least, I think it is, I forgot the number of ticks I have it set at, but it's at least a certain number of ticks away from entry, and it is the closest swing low in this case for a buy on the 15 seconds. So that's why it might look a little bit weird on the 200 tick. It also has a function I call Trade Saver that, if it goes at least 50% of the way towards being stopped out, but then it goes back up towards the entry, if it moves like a certain number of ticks into profit, then it will move to break even plus 3 ticks a lot earlier, more aggressive. And then, the trade will be closed out. So it becomes a, free trade at least. Because if it spends so much time moving against us, then the likelihood that it is wrong increases in my experience. So we want to get out if we can, with just, commissions. But we will see. I may or may not have Trade Saver enabled on my settings right now. Can't remember. Yeah, this really does not want to go higher. Do you hold your breath during trades? I still do. It's unfortunate. Just go ahead and stop me out. Oh, okay. So there you saw Trade Saver in action. It barely ticked over the entry, just a few ticks, enough to get that break even +3, and it got out. Unfortunately, now we're expanding higher, so it would have hit our take profit. That sucks. That's annoying, but that's what happens with Trade Saver. So, if you don't like that, you can turn it off. But in my experience, most of the time, it does save me from bad trades. That's just lucky that it spiked up that high to hit the take profit. Is that all the move we're going to get at 940? Usually we'll get something, more consistent, like the big move. The big move of the morning will be near market open, and then around 940, 945, we'll get another big move, usually, often a reversal of the move from earlier in the morning. But this looks like a pretty choppy morning to me. I really wish I could sit and do these live with you guys instead of recording it and then watching it after the fact and doing a voiceover. But hey, I got life obligations. My wife has to go to work early, so I take the kids to school and got to do what I got to do,
Buy opportunity discovered.
So does it want to take out that recent high? What do we think? Man, look at the sizes of the wicks on most of the candles here on this 200 tick chart this morning. It is not pretty. Ha. You can see that was just me remoting into my desktop from my phone to check how it's going while I was parked in the school parking lot. So it failed to take out that recent high and looks like it wants to go lower. Take out the lows, which means take out our stop and continue lower, most likely.
Game over, man.
So as I mentioned, the maximum loss that it has to hit before it will stop trading is $400. Now I have two ways that you can use that in the strategy. The way that I currently use and have been using for a long time is just, ooh, I wish I could have been part of this move down. But anyway, the first way is once it has lost at least $400, then it'll stop trading. And the other way is it will close any open position if the total loss, including unrealized loss, is $400. So that'll make sure that you cannot lose more than $400 for the day. You know, the way that I typically use it is, like I said, if it has lost at least $400 for the day, then it'll stop, which means you could have a couple losses and be at $395 lost for the day. And because of that, it takes one more trade, and then it could theoretically, lose another $350. So that's why I also have the setting to close the position once the total loss, including unrealized loss, reaches your maximum loss limit.
Sell opportunity discovered.
So it's just flexible however you want to do it. Well,
Profit locked in.
Got a little scalp there. It's gonna snow a lot tonight. I better salt the driveway later. Oh, by the way, you probably noticed that we have this ORB high and ORB
Sell
low.
opportunity discovered.
I added that to my strategy. It's just an indicator for now. Once the first 15 minutes of market open have closed, then it will go ahead and note the opening range high and low. I am planning to build and test out an opening range breakout strategy pretty soon. You can see, on the chart here that it was early, but it kind of caught an opening range breakout. So we would have, if we were trying to trade that, then you see where there was that bullish fair value gap
discovered
around 22,205 to 22,208. Maybe I would have sold once the bearish candle closed that fair value gap, and that would have been, a way to take advantage of the opening range breakout to the downside. Now look, it's buying here. Oh no, it's selling. Okay, good. But who knows how it's going to go? It could chop up.
Break even. Buy opportunity discovered.
Nah, not this one. As they say these days, that ain't it. That is not it. Buy the highs. Buy high, sell low. What?
Break even.
Damn it, Bobby. Those darn break evens. All right, so far we are still sitting at 167 loss on the 3 evals and one 250 kPa and one 50 kPa. I did not get home until maybe 10:30. I had to go to the grocery store, do a few other things. And yeah, so that's one of the reasons I've built the bot. I actually just can't trade. I cannot trade the mornings. And that is the time that I would want to trade. Even a lot of days, I can't be home by 10 a.m. So I've got to get
sell opportunity discovered.
New short position. Watch this get stopped out at break even too. Oh, in case you were curious, break even, exit again. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make a special trailing method for these trades because there are so many where
discovered.
I hit like 6 to 8 points profit and then it goes back to break even. And if you're curious how the take profit is calculated, it is the nearest, how do I say this? It is a buffer beneath for a buy, buffer of ticks beneath the nearest 10 level that is at least X ticks from entry. So, price has a way of reaching for, a 10 level before retracing, but a lot of times it won't go exactly to that 10 level. A lot of times it will, go to like 88.25 instead of 90, for example. So that's why I have that little buffer there. Yep. I guess one upside to watching my trades after the fact is it's not really stressful because what's done is already done. It is kind of lame that it managed to survive most of the 9:30 session from 9:30 to now 9:52, only losing $19. But then I'm not exactly sure when, but at some point it took a couple bad losses. If I remember right, it might actually have been after 10 a.m. I probably shouldn't have let it keep trading. Meaning keep trading after 10 a.m. I mean.
Sell opportunity discovered. Buy opportunity discovered.
That's probably about enough. Man, I got stains all over my shirt from cooking for my wife. Made her some killer Mongolian beef earlier today. Just doing meal prep. Joshua Weissman's recipe is just really, really good. First time I've tried it. Really, really, really good. All right, so we are in a buy. Look at that risk to reward ratio, though. That is, in my Bollinger strategy, I actually added a filter so it calculates where the stop and take profit are going to be and uses that to calculate what the risk to reward ratio of the trade is going to be. And I have a filter, so if it's like greater than 3 to 1 or 4 to 1 risk to reward, then it will reject the trade. And I do not have that filter yet in this original strategy. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should add it. I don't know. But, I'd say any sane trader, like a human, probably would have called it by now. It's the end of the hour. You're not going to get anything really good out of it most times. It might chop up and trigger a buy from my bot, for example, but then it'll chop back down again because it's the end of the hour. It's the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes of the hour. It almost never goes, shooting one direction. But, most people would have called it by now, I think, with how many, break evens we had. Would it just conclude, it's not my day. My entries are late. I'm getting chopped out and stopped at a break even. Just call it. But as you know, we ended the day with being down 573. So I'm going to stay with it, recording this and see. Oh, that's how one of them happened. Look at that.
That hurts.
So yeah, that's the kind of thing that can happen very suddenly in the last few minutes of the hour. Generally, I really don't like trading the last few minutes of the hour. And honestly, most days my bot would have either hit the max loss or made its profit goal for the day within the first 10 minutes of the hour. But today, it's been, the price action has just been unsatisfactory in a way that has led us to have it trading this whole time. It's rare for it to be still trading at 959. And we're at 385. So that means, as per my settings, since I'm not using unrealized profit or loss to trigger the $400 max loss limit, I'm using only realized. We're at 385.30, so it could lose 300 more or so on another losing trade if I let it keep trading past 10 a.m., which I did today. I was still driving, and I could have done remote desktop and stopped it, but I just wanted to let it run. Man, Jocko, Molk, the vanilla, and the cookies and cream protein, and strawberry too. Honestly, those are so good. Really good blend of protein, so it's nice and creamy, but not too thick. Digests really well. I definitely stock up on those whenever they do a buy one get one free or a 50% off sale. Honestly, I want to go do something else right now. I already know my results for the day, but I want to go ahead and, go through this. And it's good for me to watch and see how it traded, because that always has the opportunity to help me get some new ideas for filters and stuff like that. Especially, I should be, keeping in mind the opening range markers, since I just added that late last night. And yeah. Probably what I'm going to use for the opening range strategy, the opening range breakout strategy, is I want to see price break out from, below the low, for example, and then retrace back higher, form a bullish fair value gap, and
buy opportunity discovered.
The rule will be, once that has happened, if that bullish fair value gap gets taken out, then that's our entry signal. But, I have to build that out and test it. And if it sucks, then I'll go back to the drawing board.
Break even.
Another break even exit. Look how many break even exits we had today. We could have just maybe I need to set my take profit much closer on days that I expect not to have great movements, like today, because there's no red folder news, no high impact news. We would have had a bunch of wins. We probably would have stacked up 25 points in wins by now. With how late my entries are in the moves, due to how this original strategy works, we're asking for too much on days like this. I'm going to do a market replay in NinjaTrader with different settings, asking for less, having my take profit a little bit closer. And then we'll see how the day went. I got to stop putting my hand on my chin in the videos, because of the camera perspective. It looks really weird. Do you guys watch Nutty Bar Trading at all? I really like his channel. He's just a likable guy, I thought he was kind of goofy at first, but he's a personality, And if I really loved the sort of balance between him and Patrick Wheeland, because Patrick is like, "Hey guys, I'm the crazy streamer personality. I make so much money. I'm the best trader in the world." Oh, and then when Nutty Bar gets on there, they kind of balance each other out. They're so different. It's kind of like the Top Gear guys. Each of them has their own very different personalities, and they have times where they're like, "Oh, I don't like that guy. We don't get along." But then there's still like a brotherhood between them somehow. So I thought that was cool. Really, really glad to see the way Patrick was talking. Like, "Hey man, I know I was kind of pissed at you at first, but I really like you. You're a good friend," and all that. That was, nice to see that side of Patrick talking that way instead of just the extreme streamer entertainer personality. And also great to see Nutty Bar on that live trading in front of everybody with the super hyped up, intense situation with Patrick like throwing the fake money all over him or second guessing what he's going to do and all that. So that was a challenge for him as well. And he got some subscribers out of it. Love him or hate him, Patrick definitely has had a lot of success growing his YouTube channel because he decided to go the entertainer route. I'm not saying I'm going to do that because I just don't think I don't think I have it in me, and there can't be two of those same people. I'm going to find the success on my channel in my own way. My only desire is that my voice gets better, because my voice, it's so breathy. Like the only time I feel comfortable talking is when I'm sick. Like, or if I go out with some friends, which I haven't done in years, and I have to yell somewhere, then it gets like swollen. My voice gets all swollen, my vocal cords, and then it's so easy to talk. It's not hoarse like this anymore. It's not like whispery. And what was I going to say? I can feel my whole chest vibrating when I talk. My voice gets deeper and I just relax the breath out of me. But right now, the more I talk, it's like becoming hoarse, but also squeezing together and like all cramping up. Anybody have some advice for that? Because if I was going to do like a 2-hour stream, that would be pretty difficult for me. Pretty difficult. When is it going to trade again? What is going on? Do you guys think I should try out any other prop firms? Honestly, I have zero interest in any of them right now, and I'm just going to stick with Apex. That is my thought. Let me get some legit payouts from Apex, and then maybe I will try some other firms like Tradeify or Take Profit. Probably not Top Step. I don't know. Apex's rules just, maybe it's just because I'm used to them, but they seem the best to me still. Oh, and I want to mention, it's not because of Apex or their rules that I haven't gotten a second payout after my first $1,000 payout a while back in November 2024. It's a long time ago. It's just because of my own issues and mistakes. Except for 6 of my PAs that I lost because of an Apex copier error. That was not cool. Back when I used Apex copier, every day was a super surprising, stressful day because I didn't know if I was going to have, how do you say, trades that should not exist. Those happened a lot. It could happen because I trailed my stop and that would somehow create an extra order, according to Apex copier, and it would copy that to all my accounts. Or, well, basically it would create extra orders and it would either be in my favor or, against me. So I had lots of surprises. Sometimes it was a good surprise with a couple $1,000 profit that I wasn't expecting, but most of the time it was like, oh, what happened here? I didn't do those trades. Congrats, Ian, you lost 6 PAs. So since I switched to Replicanto, that has not happened at all. Replicanto has been really, really good. I like their follower guard settings that basically detect if the follower accounts are out of sync with your leader account in various ways. And if so, then
profit target hit.
If so, then it will close any open positions or cancel any limit orders and stop orders and stuff. So basically flatten all the accounts. So we're back down to only 201 loss on all those accounts. I say all those, I mean 2 PAs and 3 evals. I'm going to use drums a little bit more.
Buy opportunity discovered.
That has to get stopped out at break even. Look at that. No way. No way. So that could have been another 8 points, 5 to 8 points scalped. Look at that. I remember this. I watched this on my phone this morning when I was in my truck at the grocery store. I thought, oh, you know, I really hope it'll go up there. But hey, look where it was on the left. You know, it makes sense. It's consolidating right there. If you look left and you see what it did before the move down. So, of course, we're going to get stopped out break even here. I just want to say today has been kind of eye-opening regarding how many trades we just ended up breaking even. Yeah, 5 to 10 points, but we're asking for more. Now, if I had been trading this, I honestly wouldn't have entered there, but also I would not have put my take profit at 22,208 because number one, we're trying to push through 100 level. Of course, we're going to consolidate there before we, you know, decide where we're really going to go. We're not just going to likely go straight for, you know, 210, for example. So I definitely would have had my take profit under 200, like 98 or something. Now, if you've been looking at the price action here, did it actually? Okay, so if you've been looking at the price action here and you see these purple and teal fair value gaps, you might be thinking, Ian, why don't you do a strategy that just, you know, uses fair value gap takeouts to decide when to trade like a reversal or something. I actually built that already, and maybe I need to add some different confluences, but it did not perform well. So yeah, we went up all the way to like almost 15 points, I think, and all the way back down to break even. 100% I need to change my settings. At this point, when I'm just trying to, edge these accounts closer and closer to the minimum safety net balances, some of these trades I'm seeing, why? We don't need to set our take profit almost 20 points away. So I am going to adjust my settings. I'm going to go through some market replay and see how it goes. And I bet you Friday would have been winning instead of a red day, and today would have been a green day as well. So we probably have one or two more trades that bring us to that negative 500 something. Can anybody recommend a cheap monitor and monitor arm for my desk to hold another monitor? My desk is one of those standing desks from Costco that's only, about 4.5 feet wide. So I can't fit another monitor on my desk. And I need a really cheap monitor for a secondary monitor for if I start streaming and I want to see my stream setup on there and, maybe be able to see the chat. Look at me. I'm just doing a voiceover for a pre-recorded video, but hey, you guys can comment on it once it's posted. So I might as well act like I can talk to you, right? Back to drums.
Buy opportunity discovered. We are so cooked.
All right, that is it for today. We took the loss of $537 on 3 evals and 2 PAs. Not a big deal. I'll be back tomorrow. Today, I learned after watching all these trades with you guys that I need to, reduce the minimum ticks to the next 10 level for my take profits, because look how many trades we hit break even on, after having 5 to 10 points in profit. We could have been stacking 5 to 10 points here and here. Like there was like 10 trades. So we could have collected a lot of profit. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, please.